8, 7, 6. I'm just gunning it. No braking, nothing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Son of a bitch. Welcome back to another episode of Saturday Afternoon Gaming. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're hopping into another TurboGrafx-16 minigame. Today it's going to be Victory Run, which is a racing game on the Mini. And yes, that is Victory Run, not Victory Lap. Victory Lap is an actual saying. I don't know what a Victory Run is. It almost feels like they couldn't get the rights to Victory Lap or something like that, you know? Like, it feels like kind of a knockoff of Victory Lap. It's kind of funny because a while back we played Moto Rotor, and I kept wanting to call it Moto Racers because like Moto Racer felt like the more natural title. I don't know what a rotor is. I know what a racer is. It's a person who races. And it's funny, this title and Moto Rotor actually got me thinking that, you know, really what the TurboGrafx-16 has always felt like to me ever since I was a kid is off-brand soda. You know, like everything is just slightly askew. The names are all slightly weird. They feel like Nintendo games when you're playing them, but they're all slightly off. It's just sort of like that feeling, like when you go over to a friend's house, you know, and most parents buy Coke or Pepsi, but your friend, their parents, they buy RC Cola. So Victory Run here is the RC Cola of racing games, I guess. I mean, it's basically Outrun, but it's Victory Run. So there you go. I don't know what a Victory Run is, but we're going to find out here today. One kind of neat thing about this game, so we'll go ahead and enter a name here. But one neat thing about this game is that you have parts that you need for your car, and slowly these parts will break down over the course of driving. You're basically just driving across the world. You have no, well, I mean, I guess you have a destination up there you can see. In fact, we're even going to drive across what is that, the Mediterranean Sea or whatever it is. That's definitely not the Mediterranean Sea, but the sea between Africa and Spain. We're going to drive over that somehow. I don't know how. I'm just going to spread these spare parts out. But basically, as your tires wear out, your gears wear out, your engine, your suspension, your brakes, you need to fix them on the go in your car. And at the beginning of the game here is the only chance you get to actually do that. So I don't know if there's certain parts that wear out faster than others, but I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so this seems to be the acceleration. And off we go. We can see the Eiffel Tower there, off in the distance. We got some early 3D effects here with the road bending in front of us. And I guess we'll see. Oh, I have to shift gears. I understand. I was driving in first gear. Or no, wait. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, okay, I figured out how to shift gears. That shifts down. How do you... Oh, okay, you can just... There we go. All right. Took me a while there to figure out how to shift. Shifting is up and down on the D. Oh, God, I hit a truck. Oh, and there's a road there. Okay, we got to go back into first gear. You know what's funny? I don't know how to drive a manual car in real life. Like, I understand the theory of it, but damned if I am actually able to do it. Hey, what happened to the Eiffel Tower? Just kind of, like, faded away. So I'm actually better driving a manual car in a video game than in real life. But I mean, I guess actually it's kind of interesting, you know, whenever I would play racing games as a kid, like Outrun and stuff, I would always select automatic because I just didn't even want to have to think about shifting the gears. But, oh, a taxi cab got in front of me. Oh, you bastard. I didn't even want to think about shifting the gears, but it definitely adds some strategy to it to have to think about shifting these things. So, honestly, it's crazy. I'm an adult, and I think I can count the number of times I've played a manual transmission racing game on one hand. Like, it's insane. Like, this is a novel experience for me today, guys. So I wasn't expecting this from Victory Lap. Oh, we spun out too. Okay, get in the first gear, and off we go. Anyway, I was kind of looking for just sort of a casual kind of racing game where we could sit back and cruise today. And Victory Run was a game that's been on my TurboGrafx Mini for most of the summer that I've wanted to check out at some point. And I looked it up, and it looked just basically like an Outrun clone. So again, the only novel mechanic I can discern from this game is the idea that your parts wear down, which is kind of cool actually. But when I originally read that your parts will wear down, I thought maybe, oh, that's cool, there's day and night cycles. That's actually really awesome. I actually quite like this. We're racing in the dark. That's cool. But when I found out the parts wore down, I kind of thought, oh, that's neat. Maybe like between races, you can like choose what parts you want to buy. Oh man, we did a flip. Are we dead? No, we're still alive. All right, get into first gear. But the fact that you can only buy parts at the very beginning of the game and they have to last you the whole game, I'm not sure I'm crazy about that. It would be kind of cooler, I think, if, you know, as you were racing, there were like pit stops and you could make strategic decisions. You know, how much money have I earned on this leg of the race versus how much money versus which parts are breaking down, and you can kind of make a decision about what to buy. And we just got our first game over, so I raced it horribly there. I don't even know how to say the word race. I'm so bad, in fact. We're gonna give this another shot. I wasn't fully paying attention to what was breaking down, but I think maybe my gears were. So, you know what, we're gonna forego brakes, because as we all know, I'm not a big braker. I'm not a big believer in braking in racing games, probably to my own fault, and we're gonna go with tires, and we'll see how that plays out. I do kind of wonder if there are different tracks. Like right now, we're racing kind of the European African trail, which I didn't even know there was a road that went across the little channel there to Africa. Maybe it's a tunnel or something like that. It'd be cool to be able to make it there and actually see. But either way, I wonder if there are different tracks you can do. It'd be awesome to race like across California or something in this. Oh my god, that truck, we just weaved in between it. Okay. Alright, we're doing much better now, actually. Yeah, I just need to get my groove. I am going 199 kilometers an hour. No, 220, I just looked. I honestly can't take my eyes off the road too much to look up there, so I feel like I'm gonna crash. We, like 220 kilometers an hour. What is that, like 120 miles an hour for the American viewers out there? Like, that's fast. That's fast. On Canadian highways, we go 100 kilometers an hour. That's like our, you know, when you're on American highways and you're going 60 miles an hour, we're doing 100. So imagine going twice the normal speed. And not only that, that's how fast my car is going, but you would think I'd be zipping past all these other cars. No, in fact, I'm barely catching up to them in some cases. That means these garbage trucks, or these SWAT vans, or whatever the heck these giant trucks are on the road that we're passing, these are like, this is like a truck going 180 kilometers an hour. That is insane. That's my math for converting kilometers to miles isn't very good, but I don't know. That's like going 100 miles an hour. You know, that's well over the 88 you need to go back in time. So I don't know what is with the drivers around here. I didn't know Europe had such high speed limits, in fact. Apparently in Europe, people are nuts on the highway. I do know about the Autobahn, which is the famous German highway that has like no speed limit, supposedly. But that's all I know about it. I don't know if it still exists or it still has no speed limit, but I do remember hearing about the Autobahn when I was a kid. And I don't think I've ever been to Germany, actually. I've passed through the the Berlin airport on a flight. One of those, oh god, I can't even think of the name right now. Not a holdover. Like where they switch planes on you. Whatever the hell that's called. Oh my god. My capacity for words today is shot. I'm just gonna drive and not try and speak words so good, because it turns out I'm not very good at that. Oh, I can't steer right now. I think I passed. Oh, I made it to checkpoint. Hey, and we got I think she's coming out to give us like a water or something. I'm out. Boom! All right, we made it through one checkpoint. And and now we can, that's interesting. So my engine was shot, so it's a good thing I used the repairs there. See, now my suspension only has a little bit of damage, so I'm actually going to hold on to my extra suspension. Oh, this is interesting. This is far more strategic than I thought. So you pick out the amount of different parts you want, but then you get to make a strategic decision about whether to replenish those parts. That's actually really cool. I appreciate that. I like what the game is doing here. All right, and off we go. I am very curious to see if we can figure out if it has different maps, but we'll see. Anyway, my racing strategy on the last map there, the reason I did so much better than the first time through, is I actually took my foot off the gas at a few points and tried not to crash. Oh god, as we hit a motorcyclist. Oh, you bastard! He hit me down to nothing. That guy was on a motorcycle. How come he didn't just fly over the hood of my car? You know, and I have his like, oh god, get back on the road. That guy should have flown off the hood of my car, ping-ponged around like a deer. Ended up on the side of the road himself. Oh, a truck's ramming me from behind. Things are getting intense. Turns out once you cross the, it's not the English Channel. The English Channel is between like France and England. I'm gonna call it the English Channel though. Once you cross the English Channel to Africa, people get extreme on the roads here. Oh my god. I love the frames, the sort of views of the cars that are like clearly 1980s sedans. Like this one right here. That totally looks like a car like from the 80s. It takes me back 80s or 90s. Cars were all boxy and stuff then. Now everything's super sleek like a raindrop, you know? Like you look at the new Priuses and they're just like super sleek cars. I cannot pass these trucks. Out of my way, trucks! Why are all the trucks, why do they all have the same color scheme? One thing I would like to know. If I was a game programmer making a racing game like Outrun, here's what I would do. I would have, ooh, I hit a slime or something on the road. I would have like a base model for a truck. And what I would do is I would randomize the palette so that the truck was always a different color to mix things up. So you'd never have two trucks on the same screen that have the exact same color scheme. I mean, maybe sometimes you would. But there'd be trucks, even if they look similar, would have different colors generally. And I would also make the trucks be combined out of like, so it's like let's say that the trucks are 16 sprites, if you know what an NES sprite is. You know, so there's 16 sprites, you string them together and that's how you make your truck. Are we running out of time? Oh god, get back on the road! Then accelerate! 2 seconds. We're so close to the end. Game over! Oh no! Anyway, if there were 16 sprites that made up a truck, I would make a library of 24 segments so that some trucks could have slightly different wheels, some trucks could have slightly different bumpers, and I would have the game randomize them. And that is how you add a whole bunch of car variety to an old NES era game, even when the NES doesn't have a huge memory capacity for things. So that's what I would do. Anyway, okay, so we succeeded at one race, and then we failed. I'm gonna give us... Actually, no, we don't really use the brakes. We don't need them. Our engine burned out last time, though, so we'll take some of that, and we'll take some of that. We'll see. Yeah, I can't figure out... It does not seem possible to change maps. See if I go back. No, and then it just goes forward. All right. So, unfortunately, we don't have any selection in where we race. But we do get this lovely France race from the get-go. And go! As soon as it hits one red, we're going. Alright, and then we just start avoiding all the cars. This first race is not too bad. Let's see how much time we have left over when we get to the end of this race here. Alright. My way, truck! Trucules! Like, I want to see, like, are we cutting it real close to get through this race? Or are we... you know, doing it with time to spare. Because this first race, I feel like, is actually fairly reasonable. Fairly reasonable. I would also love to know the backstory of this game. So I have not read the instruction manual. Sometimes instruction manuals give you backstory, and sometimes they're just like, F you, there is no backstory, you know? Like, they just don't even try. But, like, what is the backstory? Did someone dare this fellow to drive from France to, Africa? Is he, like, racing home to see his dying mother or something like that? Does he have important business in Africa? Is this a businessman? And all the flights were sold out, so he has to drive himself? And he's driving like a maniac? No regard for the speed limits. I go 220. If you were actually going this speed on a highway, let me just say, it would be terrifying. Oh, the car flipped! The car flipped, and that's why you don't normally drive 220, kilometers an hour on the highway. And off we go. All right. We're hitting our max speed here. You know, it's funny, one of the only other few games that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, many games have had manual transmission. As I said, as a kid, I always selected automatic. But one of the few that's coming to mind is that one that the Todd Rogers cheated at famously. Roadster for the Atari. Oh my god, we wiped out again. Oh no, this is not looking good. 5 seconds, get back on the road, you maniac! Oh, we're definitely not going to make it. Game over, folks. We didn't even make it till nighttime. Oh no, that's just the record. We still have some time. Shoot, I almost gave up. But Roadster. That was an old Atari 2600 game. Such an interesting game because it literally lasts like 5 seconds. Like it's like 3, 2, 1, go! Race over, you know? And like the whole point is to just play the game over and over and over and over and over and over and try and get a high score. Now, Atari 2600 games were all about high scores. I feel like when I was a kid, I never once cared about high scores. Like when I was a kid in the schoolyards, what everyone was interested in is, could you beat the game? Can you beat the game? Have you beat the game? Can you beat the game? Kids, I think, even used to call it breaking the game. I can break the game. You know, hey, we passed this level. We broke this level, guys. But everyone was always interested in, like, how far could you get? Could you beat the game? You know, could you do it on one life? Nobody cared about score. Not that I can remember, you know. Like, maybe they did. Maybe the cooler kids that I wasn't hanging out with, maybe they all cared about score, but I didn't really care about score. But yeah, anyway, Roadster or whatever on the Atari. A very short game, all about shifting gears. And, you know, Todd Rogers for like 30, 40 years was thought to be the world record guy in it until a very awkward YouTube video. I think I'm forgetting the guy's name. Was it Ben Heck? Somebody who professionally on YouTube would tear down old systems and stuff. He took Todd Rogers' inputs and he basically designed an AI to also input values, like frame precise values, into an Atari controller to see if they could match Todd's supposed high score time, and they definitely couldn't because it's an impossible score. And then it kind of came out that he just lied about his scores for all these years. So yeah, that's the most famous example of shifting gears in video games that I can think of. Man, those are rough turns there. You really have to take your foot off the gas pedal or your thumb off the A button. Or it's not an A button. The TurboGrafx has like 1 and 2 buttons. I'm pressing button 1. That's my gas button. It's so weird. I want to call it an A and a B button. I think everything is just... Nintendo just defined so many things in my youth. It's just, this is an A button. The other button's a B button. I know the TurboGrafx technically doesn't have a start button. It has like run and select, but it has a start button. You know, stop being an off-brand cola and just call it start. Did you guys have any friends whose parents would buy RC Cola? I definitely remember knowing some people who would. I mean, my parents, they didn't buy Coke. They were very against having like pop in the house. And so I always remember it was like a huge treat to go over to a friend's house and their parents bought, you know, Coke and Pepsi and stuff. So damn, game over again. Look, and our tires are almost burned out. Okay, we got this. We got to be able to pass at least 1 or 2 more races. That first race is deceptively easy once you get the hang of it. All right, we'll just go with let's oops, switch this around. Go. But yeah, I remember it was like a super big treat. You go into a friend's house and their parents actually buy pop, you know, and then like, because we were the kids who were deprived of them in our own house, we would like drink our friends' parents out of pop. We'd show up and have like 5 Cokes. We'd be bouncing off the walls. Our eyeballs would be like wide with caffeine and sugar, the likes of which we never got at home. So yeah, if your parents bought RC Cola, no judgment. But it definitely was like the off-brand, right? Like, all the cool kids were drinking Coke. And then some people liked Pepsi. Some people. People who I do not understand liked Pepsi. And then the rest of us were going for Coke. And then some people had RC Cola. I always wondered, like, was it a money-saving thing the parents were doing? You know, the parents who bought RC Cola, were they like, well, Coke is $2 for a 2-liter, and RC Cola here is $1.79, so I want to save those 30 cents. You know, because, like, how much money could you really save by buying RC Cola? I say splurge, man. Spend that extra 20 cents and get the name brand stuff. If it was a taste issue, that's fine. Everyone has their own taste preferences. But I honestly don't even remember what RC Cola tastes like. It's been so long. Oh, out of the way, truck. Jeez, we are doing horrible. We are doing just horrible here. I feel like my performance is getting worse. We started this game today. I thought, yeah, nice casual drive. Turns out to be a highly stressful drive. If you screw up too much, it's game over. Imagine you had to go somewhere and, like, if you drove too poorly, it was just like game over, buddy. You suck. Go home. And you're 5 minutes away from your destination, and you get a call from the host, and they're like, "You're no longer invited to my party because you took too long. Learn to drive, you scrub." Oh God. I think maybe one strategy I can use is to shift into lower gears when I want to slow down. Because I'm not very good at actually taking my hand off the pedal or braking. Actually, you know what? I just need to brake. What are we talking about here? Let's cut straight to it. I just need to learn. I just need to be more willing to actually brake. All right, we have 40 seconds starting now to make it to our destination. That's pretty good. Oh God. Oh God, you flipped me over. You flipped me over. What was that? Like a Jeep? What a dick. And off we go. All right, good enough. We'll hit top speed here. Man, that cost me 20 seconds. Like, in the amount of time it took me to go from being flipped over to, like, actually racing. Wow. Wow, okay, so wiping out, we have learned, as it comes with a huge cost. Don't wipe out. Time out. Okay, so definitely want to fix that. We will fix our tires because we have lots of them. And we don't have a lot of brakes, so we're not really going to fix our brakes. We're going to race on dodgy brakes and see how this goes. Go! Okay, so there is a guy at the beginning of the race who's clearly, like, getting me hyped up, and he's, like, measuring my start time. So this guy is not just on a joyride. He is a professional racer of some kind. My goal is to not wipe out, and so I'm just going to try and race. Oh, I hit a stupid mud pile. I'm just going to try and race reasonably well. Okay, back down, down. It's actually really hard to shift because you want to look at the bottom of the screen for where your car is, but you have to look at the top of the screen to see what gear you're in. I'm sure you can do it just from sound, but I mean, I'm just talking incessantly as I play, so it's kind of hard to do just from listening. I can sort of hear the game. Okay, we're gonna brake. All right. That worked out pretty well. Braking helped. And then we're going down a hill and stuff. Oh, brake again. Get out of here, truck. Oh God, that truck hit me. Okay, here we go. Shifting back up. Oh no, and we flipped over. How did that happen? I mean, I guess I was going like 100 kilometers an hour. It felt like I was going super slow though. I was only going 98 kilometers an hour. How the hell do I have enough speed to flip over end and end? Oh, you jerk. This guy's playing Road Warrior with me. He's trying to kill me. This garbage truck. He's got it out for me. What did I ever do to you, sir? I respect the garbage service. It's a public service that we all need. I don't joke about garbage removal. Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe I weaved through that. Okay, brake. Brake during the intense turns. Oh, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh, we're nowhere near the finish line. This is insane. We're nowhere near the finish line. Look at that. And I was even being real careful. You know what? I was braking. This is why I don't brake in racing games, because it makes you suck. It slows you down. All right, we're gonna give it one more go, but I legit feel like I am not sure what I could be doing better. I mean, I know what I could be doing better is just be better at the game. But I only have a certain skill level to work with, so I'm trying to work with what I got. My skills only go so high, so within those skills, what else can I do? You know, I tried braking. Turns out braking is a big waste of time because you just end up not going very fast while you're braking the whole time. Maybe like predicting the turns better? I don't know. I guess we'll see. First steps first is getting to that second race. So racing as good as we can on this first little leg here. You know what? I feel like what this game is missing is car combat. Oh, you bastards. Look, they slowed me down to nothing. Oh, that is so painful. That is so painful. So getting knocked down to like a really... To losing all your speed is like a killer in this game. You bastards. But if they would give me like one bazooka or one bomb or something, jeez, I wiped out again. Wait, no, the B button is brake. Does select do anything? Is there like a turbo? Nothing. I should shift up my gears. I should focus on actually shifting my gears and going fast. I feel like I do not feel confident about not getting a game over on this first race here. I guess we'll see how this goes. Oh, out of the way, truck. Out of the way, motorcycle man. The fact that I'm scared of motorcycles tells you they screwed something up in the programming. Those guys should bounce off my windshield, damn it, like deer. Oh, come on. Oh, look at all my parts. They're actually breaking down. I've never had like 3 parts that need repairs before, and we only have 12 seconds left, and all that distance to cover. It's times like this I would look up a Game Genie code, but does a Game Genie even exist for the TurboGrafx? Did they even think to make one? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I think we can predict how the next race is gonna go. Poorly. Shift, damn it! Pressing the shift button and nothing's happening. Alright, here we go. I do love this nighttime effect. This is legitimately awesome. I can't think of an Outrun game where they have a nighttime filter like this, but it's a really cool effect. Okay, do we have this? Is there enough time? Is there enough time? Don't know. You know what would be a nice courtesy is if you were doing so badly that even if you raced at top speed, you wouldn't make it to the goal in time. If the game just told you and was like, you know what, you're done. You didn't make it far enough, fast enough. You're just legit done. Because it's the worst if you mess up a lot and then you're getting near the goal line and then you just simply, you know, die. Like you don't have enough time. So they should not lead you on. All right. It's going to come down to skill and somehow not crashing, but I can't brake because that slows me down too much. And crashing is a big problem, so no crashing either. I feel like if they just gave me an automatic car, so many of my problems would go away. I'm just not good at paying attention to 2 things at once. Driving and shifting gears are 2 things that man was never meant to do. Oh, for himself. Well, we just lost the race. That's insane! How does it happen so fast? What does the SS at the top right corner of the screen stand for? My car needs SOS. Ayo. It's my lame joke for the day. Oh my god, I'm all over the road! You bastard! Get back here. Shift properly. Like, I can't even pass this red car, that red truck. Was almost going faster than me for a while there. It was going to beat the race before I did. Okay. We're going somewhat fast, I guess. How much time do we have left? 47 seconds. Out of the way. At least I figured out how to shift gears. It would be real embarrassing to be playing this game stuck in first gear all the time. Which is something I have done back in the past. An early racing game that I played, an early arcade racing game I played on my channel. Son of a bitch. I think I raced the entire game in first gear. I've always meant to go back and replay that game. I think it was like Road Buggy or something like that. I forget the name exactly. But yeah, I raced the whole game in first gear. Didn't occur to me to shift gears. Again, never have driven a manual car, an actual manual car in my life. I'm a spoiled kid who only drives automatic cars. 3, 2, 1! Oh, but we still have 13 seconds left. Is that enough time? 8, 7, 6. I'm just gunning it. No braking, nothing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Okay, I wonder if there's cheat codes for this. There are no known cheat codes. All right, so basically there's no known cheat codes for this game. So either you do it or that's it. You either got to bring it or you're done. So I think we all know that there's no way that I can bring it. I tried, but you know what? I mean, I didn't set out here to beat the game today. I just wanted to try this game. It was on the TurboGrafx Mini, which I bought much earlier in the summer. I've done a few games from the system for my channel here. It's a great little system, by the way. As I've said in all my other videos where I play a TurboGrafx Mini game, you can really tell the devs put a lot of thought and care into the game, or into the system. So yeah, it was very well done. The selection of games seems fine, although I'm not super familiar with the TurboGrafx-16 full library. So it's like if they were missing, some game, I wouldn't necessarily know. I didn't necessarily have favorites on the TurboGrafx-16 because again, like very few kids that I knew actually even owned this system or had even heard of it. I always wanted one because I wanted to play Bonk, but I never got one growing up. But anyway, Victory Run here. It's an interesting idea for a game. It's quite challenging, as many old school games are. But if you are like a big Outrun player, you might find this one to be fairly fun. I find this game to be a little too hard for my tastes, so I don't know if I'll come back to it someday and get better or not. But it definitely does feel like the off-brand cola equivalent of Outrun. But what do you guys think? Is Victory Run here? I keep wanting to say Victory Lap, but is Victory Run here a game that you played back in the day? Do you have fond memories? Do you have tips and tricks? Are there things I was doing wrong that I could have done that would have helped me actually beat the second race? Whatever the case may be, sound off in the comments down below. And as always, whatever you think of the game here today, hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me fail. Oh god, this is so painful. Hopefully this was enjoyable to you for some reason. If that is the case, don't forget to like the video and all that jazz. And I'm just going to end this while I'm ahead. Quit while you're ahead. Which is hilarious because I was never once ahead in this game. But anyway, I'm just going to quit. Anyway guys, until next time, you all take care of yourselves. And peace. When the game is called Victory Run and you do nothing but fail at it, there's got to be a joke in there somewhere. Maybe the joke is me. Oh my god.